Reddit confessions. Confess your secrets. I broke up with my boyfriend when he yelled at me. Now he wants to work on things, but wants me to say that the breakup was a mistake. My boyfriend, 29 male, yelled at me, 27 female, in the middle of an argumentative back and forth over the phone. And when I say yelled, he screamed, telling me to shut up over and over again until I shut the phone in his face. I understand that he was frustrated in the midst of the argument. I was incredibly frustrated as well. The way he screamed really took me off guard, and I don't feel like I did/said anything that warrants him yelling like that. He's shown little signs of aggression, except for a couple times he was in a bad mood and snapped at me in public, and one time he even physically pushed me away as I was trying to cheer him up. He apologized for those, and it's been a year since then. I might have exaggerated my reaction, but I was incredibly hurt, and I ended up telling him to never speak to me again. Sent him a breakup text and blocked his number on WhatsApp. He reached out to me on SMS right afterwards and told me, "Your behavior of blocking on WhatsApp is unacceptable and is not healthy for our relationship." Long story short, he still wants to see if we can make things work again through therapy, but he wants me to admit that the breaking up with him was a mistake and to admit that I need to win him back. He never actually apologized for the way he screamed at me and didn't acknowledge that doing so was wrong until I pointed out to him multiple times that I deserved an apology. He's still using "you broke up with me" and "the relationship ended" as a preface to every conversation I try to have with him, and he's made it clear that he still expects me to say that the breakup was a mistake. I should preface by saying that I'm not the type to break up often or use the words lightly. This is the first time I've ever broken up with him because I felt so hurt and disrespected. I'm only giving it another chance because he made efforts to reach out to me afterwards, and of course because I still have love for him. I don't feel like breaking up with him was a mistake because in that moment I was genuinely done with the relationship. It's mind-blowing to me that he feels entitled to say that I need to win him back. The way I see things is that he's the one who made the mistake by yelling, and he should have apologized right away if he still wanted me in his life. On one hand, I'm worried that I'm in a very toxic and emotionally abusive relationship. But on the other hand, I know he has good intentions, and I might just be exaggerating. Am I exaggerating? Edit. Context of the argument. I was feeling down and asked him to send me a comforting message before bed. He called me and demanded to know why I was feeling so down so he can understand how to be there for me. And I told him that it wasn't something I needed to talk about. I was just feeling down and needed to be comforted in that moment. This conversation spiraled as we each were trying to get our point across. I just wanted to be comforted, but he needed to know what was going on and kept pushing me to talk about it. This back and forth went on for 2 days and ended in him yelling. I should add that when I asked him to apologize, he said, "The relationship is over, so there's no point in me apologizing to you." And he said, "You shouldn't have to wait for an apology to admit that breaking up with me was a mistake." He finally apologized a week after the incident before suggesting we start couples therapy. He told me that I shouldn't be focused on getting an apology, and that I should be focused on fixing the relationship first and winning him back. Top comments. "Girl, this man is knitting you a sweater of red flags, and you're over here carrying it into the dressing room and up to the front desk. Go with your gut. He never apologized and won't acknowledge that he was wrong for screaming at you. He's getting you to doubt yourself. You broke up with him for a reason, and he's trying to flip the script on you. You aren't exaggerating at all. You mentioned him pushing you and snapping on you in public. He screamed at you loudly through the phone. What about in the future when you live with him? Will you feel safe in an environment like this? Stick with your gut, please." Edit. Thank you for the reward. OP, please listen to everyone here. Life is so short, and there are plenty of men who will not treat you this way. An overpriced sweater, too. And it's itchy, and the sleeves are slightly too short, but a size up is only worse. Said it better than I was going to. Sweetie, you know this ain't right, which is why you're seeking confirmation from us internet strangers. You have permission. Go with your gut. OP's boyfriend's behavior is completely unacceptable. Yelling, screaming, and telling them to shut up repeatedly is a red flag for emotional abuse. And let's not forget the times he screamed at OP in public and even physically pushed them. apologies should not be delayed or conditional. It's not on OP to win their boyfriend back or admit that breaking up was a mistake because, in my opinion, it wasn't. Everyone deserves someone who respects, supports, and treats them with kindness. Hopefully, OP doesn't let their boyfriend's manipulative tactics make them question their feelings. The OP should trust their instincts and prioritize their well-being. It might be time for OP to seriously consider whether this relationship is healthy for them. Either way, OP definitely deserves better. I'm so tired of living paycheck to paycheck. For context, I'm a 21 female living on my own in California, where everything is crazy expensive. I had to give up a lot of things, including college, when my father abruptly sold our home, moved away, and sent me off on my own over a year ago. I've worked since 15 and always considered myself very independent. I currently work one full-time job and one part-time. I work 6 days a week and usually 7 shifts. I never have time for anything, nor money to even go out to dinner. My rent and car payment take up most of my checks, so gas and other essentials suck up the last of them. I've had $0 in savings since the move, and honestly feel like I'm drowning. Most of my friends still live at home or with a partner splitting bills, so no one really gets how hard this is on me. My friends always invite me out, but I seriously can't even afford to go out even though I'm 21. You would think working 6 days a week I would have something to show for it, or money to put in my savings or go on a little trips, but I'm barely paying my bills. I've maxed out my credit cards and really don't know what to do. My main job pays decently well and has full benefits, so I really don't want to let it go. It's also in the field I love. But at the same time, half of me wants to move out of California and somewhere I can actually afford to live. I am a lover of nature, and I can never even spend time outdoors. I constantly feel exhausted, and I don't have a support system to fall back on in case things go wrong. I had so many goals when I was younger, and now my biggest stress is simply keeping a roof over my head. I am tired of this, working to live or living to work. Top comments. I think finding a roommate is your best bet. And after a little savings come in, move away to somewhere you can make a living. Nature. You'll burn out at some point. This isn't sustainable, and you'll get health problems. And a food pantry. I completely understand the OP in this situation. Living in California can be a real struggle, especially when everything is crazy expensive. It's unfortunate that OP's father put them in a difficult situation where they had to give up college and work multiple jobs just to make ends meet. I totally understand the frustration of not having any time or money for yourself. It's disheartening for OP to see their friends going out and having fun while they're stuck trying to keep their head above water. And the exhaustion and lack of support system makes things even more overwhelming. Moving to a more affordable place sounds tempting, especially if it means having a better quality of life and being able to enjoy the things you love, like nature. Ultimately, it's a tough decision to make. Maybe exploring other options, like finding roommates or a more affordable area within California could help. Regardless of their decision, hopefully OP doesn't forget to prioritize self-care amidst the chaos. I'm a guy and I freaking love the color pink. Pink has always been my favorite color. I love all shades of it, and I like it on literally everything. Every time when I'm around pink, it feels ethereal. It makes me feel pretty on the inside. Light, pink hearts come out in my mind, and it's safe. Back when I was a teenager, when I was 14, we were at the paint store painting our walls, and me and my brother, got to choose our wall colors. I chose pink, but my dad wouldn't let me get it because it was a girl's color. And I ended up getting stuck with an ugly beige called walls. I was very limited to the color pink as a teenager. I couldn't do much. I knew immediately when I moved out and got my own place, I can be as pink as I want to be. And that's exactly what I did. Like, no joke, I painted all the walls of my home bubblegum pink. I've wanted to do that for so long, but never been able to. Not only that, I've been collecting pink items over the years. Sometimes I just buy things just because it was pink. I also have pink casual clothing. If I could, I would wear pink every day. It never gets old or boring. Top comments. So awesome. You should post pics of your pink home. Yes, please. Fun fact, Pink used to be considered a masculine color while blue was seen as feminine. Social gender rules are weird and stupid. Revel in all your pink glory, OP. To add to this, sadly without references, 1. Prussian army colors were pink. 2. Pink was a manly color because if you wore white and were bleeding and put water on it, the shirt would go pinkish. So, similar to how the redcoats wore red to look like a sea of blood, pink had a similar effect of disguising wounds, etc., to an extent. It's my dad's favorite color as well. My dad is colorblind. His wife got him some of those glasses that help you see colors. I showed him a ton of different colors of balloons. Then we each took him in a car, seeing adventures over the next couple of weeks. I took him to the local greenhouse because I knew they had kinds of things in bloom. A pink flower was the first thing he saw, and thought it was just crazy beautiful, so his favorite color is pink. Pink looks great on guys, period. Pink is such an uplifting color, and it's fantastic that it resonates with OP on such a deep level. Life is too short to deny yourself the things that make you happy, especially if it's as simple as a color. It's unfortunate that OP was limited in their teenage years and couldn't fully embrace their love for pink due to outdated gender stereotypes. But hey, now that they have their own place, they can go all out. Surrounding yourself with your favorite color is a surefire way to create a space that truly feels like your own. I hate the smell of my coworker's breath. I work in an office and there's this woman who works next to me. She talks a lot on the phone because she's part of the customer service, and from time to time, I don't know how, I can smell her breath. We're not even that close. She sits like a bit more than a meter away from me, but somehow there's this cloud of smell that comes to me. The smell is not death sticky, but still it's not very pleasant. Also because when you're working in peace and suddenly hits you, it ruins the mood. Luckily though, the smell is just from her breath. Top comments. You can smell it from 1 meter away? Yeah. Makes you wish you'd still have to wear masks. Halitosis? Get a fan that's between you and her. That's literally what bad breath is. I dated a girl who had really bad breath. I actually posted on Reddit asking for advice. It's such a hard thing to tell someone. It's also really hard to deal with because it is so unpleasant. I know what you mean. I asked if she ate a garbage sandwich. Not the smartest thing to say. When I was in high school, there was this girl who was renowned to smell very fishy. It got so bad to the point that some kid talked to the principal about it and he had to pull her aside. I'd say you have it easy. In my opinion, in a situation like this, it's always best to be honest and direct while still being kind. It's possible that OP's coworker may be unaware of their poor hygiene, but they may have some sort of condition that makes caring for their oral health more difficult. Either way, it's best to have empathy for the person while talking about a potentially embarrassing or awkward topic. My friends don't know that I know what they say about me. I, female 15, have 3 closest friends, all female 15, who I'll call L, K, and B. L is my best friend of 2 years. Her and B have been friends for 3 years. We became friends with K through mutual friends. B never liked me from the start, but she doesn't really like anyone. She only sucks up to boys because girls are too much drama. But she quite literally is the drama. She talks about every girl she's ever spoken to, but she's so sweet to everyone's faces. I was very close with Kay at the end of last year. 2022 was a tough year for me, as I had a mental breakdown and was diagnosed with clinical anxiety and depression, along with ADHD and autism. She always seemed to be there for me, but she likes to start drama and even admits that it's fun to her. It's not fun for me at all, and her lack of social intelligence makes me really mad, because she gets all of us in sticky situations with popular girls who don't like us anyways. Recently, B and K have gotten super close, even though they badmouth each other all the time, and have been openly talking about me in class, while L is beside them. I don't have friends in any of my classes. They've been saying things like how I'm super annoying for not understanding their social cues, and that I'm too much because I'm loud and hyper when I'm with them outside of school, because I get excited to be with friends. They say how they miss the old me from before I was diagnosed because I've changed. And what's worse is that Elle doesn't even defend me. She just sits there and lets them talk about me like that and doesn't even let me know they've been talking about me. I only found out from my friend A, who sits close to them. There's been incidents where B has purposefully walked faster and or distracted me so I lag behind and she could talk about me to K and L. It's humiliating. I feel so alone and like I have nobody. I have no friends in school, no friends outside of school, and no one to talk to. It's as if these girls liked me more when I hated myself and constantly hid who I really am just for others' approval. I thought I could actually be myself once in my life. I would never do anything like what they've done to me, to anybody. And I'm not exactly good at making friends, so I feel like I'm just stuck. I'm sorry that OP is going through this. It's heartbreaking to hear how their so-called friends are treating them. B and K sound like horrible friends that thrive on drama and seem to enjoy putting others down. It's important to remember that their behavior reflects their own insecurities, not OP's worth as a person. As for Elle, it's disappointing that she hasn't stood up for OP. True friends should have your back and defend you when necessary. It might be worth it for OP to have an honest conversation with her about how they feel. But here's the thing, OP deserves better friends. OP should seek out activities or clubs where they can meet like-minded individuals who appreciate and accept them. In the meantime, OP shouldn't let their hurtful words define them. They're allowed to be excited and happy when they're with their friends. It's part of what makes them special. They deserve real friends who will cherish and value them just as they are. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you agree with the verdicts down below. Also, consider checking out my other channel, star_Vingart, where I post my artwork, and my Etsy, Star Vingart Company, where I sell my art prints and stickers. Bye.